Welcome back, everybody, to your first, second, and finally now your third stimulus check update. The CARES package, the relief package, the American Rescue Plan, PPP, EIDL. We talk it all here on this channel, including building wealth strategies and financial education. It is the 27th of February. Big shout out to my mom. Happy birthday. She turned 70 today. Fantastic. The new bill finally passed in the House. Let's find out what's in that bill. Let's find out what's next for EIDL and PPP and the overall timeline. Let's get straight into the news. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Edward Bilder. To all my loyal subscribers out there, welcome back for another video. And if you're joining us for the first time today, welcome. Remember to do your part, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Smash the old like button if you think we're doing a great job. You can join us on other videos where we talk building wealth strategies, passive income through royalties, real estate, and the stock market. We'll talk about those on other videos. Big shout out again to my mom who turned 70. She's probably going to kill me for telling everybody in the world that she turned 70 today, but I love you, Mom. Happy birthday to you. The bill finally passed. Finally passed the House. The American Rescue Plan is here. We're going to find out what's inside of it, and we're going to talk what it means in terms of EIDL and PPP and what's next, right? What comes next? Because there are still some obstacles that we have to get through, and there are still things we have to do in the Senate to get this bill to finally pass. Let's get straight into the details. $1.9 trillion is in the American Rescue Plan. I mean, that's crazy money, right? $1,400 stimulus checks will be included, and it's basically for everybody. It's for dependents, adult dependents. If you're in the $75,000 filing single, up to $150,000 filing joint, and it drops off a threshold at $100,000, $150,000 filing joint. Child tax credits will be included in this. A child from the age of 6 to 17 will be raised to a $3,000 child tax credit. Children under the age of 6, $3,600 tax credit. And this will be on reoccurring payments if the Secretary finds it feasible. Starting in July, basically, you can start to see yourself receiving reoccurring monthly payments anywhere between $300, and if you had like 7 children, we calculated it right here. You can check out this video. We calculated at like $1,850. Okay, crazy. This will also bring a dependent tax credit, unemployment for $400, not $300, boosted up to $400 starting March 15th through September. EIDL will get $15 billion. We're going to break that down in more detail here, so stick around. We're going to talk focused on EIDL and what's inside the bill for EIDL. $25 billion for restaurants, $30 billion for rental assistance. Pretty fantastic, actually. This is interesting. Paid leave for government and postal workers. $570 million for 600 hours. It's approximately like 15 weeks of paid leave if you have to take care of your children or adult dependents based on some needs of something closing, like maybe the school shut down or the facilities closed down and you have to be home and take care of them. PPP is going to get $7.25 billion. There is $50 billion for COVID testing, $19 billion for public health, $16 billion going to vaccine distribution. State and local is getting that $350 billion. $90 billion for transportation, $47 billion to FEMA, and $11 billion for airline industries. Pretty good. $130 billion will go towards education. $5 billion for the EBT programs. There will be COBRA subsidies to keep people with health insurance if they find themselves out of work. Now, the $15 minimum wage is included in this bill, okay, but we know that the parliamentarian ruled that it must be removed, okay? So that is going to really kind of shift that whole timeline, right? If this is signed by March 15th, we will not see any lapse in unemployment. However, a more likely scenario, okay, and I'm saying it's a more likely scenario because the House of Representatives already has on their calendar for the 23rd through the 25th to re-vote on this, right? They already knew that the Senate's probably going to want to send it through amendment process. That'll take about 2 to 3 weeks. And so it's been set for the 23rd in the House to take this back through another vote. And then on the 26th, the House goes on a recess for like 3 weeks. So we need it done by the 25th so that we can see checks somewhere around April 15th or so, right around tax time. Okay, let's talk about the $15 minimum wage increase. It was included in the bill, okay? Now, we know that the parliamentarian has already ruled this as a no-go, right? It has to be removed from the bill when it reaches the Senate. It violates the rules. And the Senate is not going to try and push to overturn this. They've been instructed by Biden and Kamala Harris that we shouldn't really try and overturn the parliamentarians' rule. Just let the rule stand, and we'll approach minimum wage down the road. Now, since the Senate isn't planning to overturn this, it will delay the timeline, right? So you can now see that they're going to have to go through an amendment process, which could take up to 2 weeks. We'll talk about this a bit more in the timeline. And it's also placing talks on a incentive, okay? Basically a 5% tax increase on corporations as an incentive to basically force them into raising their own minimum wage on their own up to the $15 an hour. I see this as kind of a slippery slope because that tax incentive could really trigger businesses to not want to hire people full time, putting everybody into like a part-time employment up to 38 hours to avoid that big corporate tax. We might see this evolve into heavy focus on part-time work and not so much focus on full-time employment. So I'm a little leery on that one, but we'll keep following it and see where that plays out. Okay, let's talk about PPP and EIDL. We'll get into more details around this for the new bill. PPP, it's going to be pretty short. $7.25 billion. That is not a lot of money. That's wow, that's like practically nothing for the PPP program. And it's going to expand it to more nonprofits. So yeah, 7.25 is not a lot. EIDL will get $15 billion for targeted advanced grants. Now remember, there are new rules that are applying. So within the very first 28 days, the rules will stay the same. Okay, this is for the low-income communities at a 300 or fewer employees with a 30% reduction in revenue and gross receipts. Then after 28 days, the rules will change again for the addition of a supplemental grant of $5,000. So on day 28, they will start sending checks of $5,000 supplemental grants on top of the $10,000 to businesses in low-income communities who suffered a 50% severely impacted 50% and 10 or fewer employees. After day 42, if there's any funds left over, they will continue that $5,000 supplemental grant in addition to the already current $10,000 to 30% substantially impacted businesses with 10 or fewer employees. So the original $10,000 grants for priorities 1 and 2 will still service in the new bill up to the first 28 days for 30% reduction in gross receipts, 300 or fewer employees, and that low-income community. The low-income community stays the same for the 28-day rule and the 42-day rule. It just reduces it to 10 or fewer employees and then goes through a 50% reduction in gross impact and then takes it out to 30% after that for the additional $5,000. That's pretty great, right? Because it's time now to get ourselves caught up. It's time to get out and start investing again. You can check out right now in the description, Webull and M1 Finance. Webull wants to give you 2 free stocks valued up to $1,800, and M1 Finance wants to give you a $30 sign-on bonus after you deposit $100 into the platform. You can take that $130 and spend it any which way you want. I use both of these platforms every day. Webull's kind of fun. They have all these like interesting games. You can basically post inside your Facebook to have people sign up and spin a wheel and win their chances at additional stocks, and it gives you the opportunity to win additional stocks. I win anywhere between $10 and $20 worth of stocks each day, and then I just kind of cash them in and invest in whatever I want with that extra $20. So check them out in the description. Don't forget about my 10K giveaway. If this video right here hits 10,000 views, I'm picking a lucky comment of a subscriber from in this video to send $100 to. And when I hit my 10,000 subscriber, which is like right around the corner, I'm picking one lucky subscriber who comments in all of my videos to send a $500 stimulus check to. Can't wait to do it again. I just did this like a few weeks ago. You can check me out on Instagram by finding me in the description. Don't follow any other Instagram on this channel within their comments. They're scamming you. They've actually cloned my face and put some crazy phone number with parentheses and spaces in it, and it's not my phone number. Okay, definitely not my phone number. So don't fall for that. Okay, YouTube, you got to do a much better job at trying to fix this. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. I thank you all again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.